When a woman stops thinking about you, you can feel it. Your messages slide past her. The replies get shorter, colder, more polite. You try to text more, be softer, be more understanding, and slowly you turn into a vague shadow in her life. Most men get stuck right there. They think more is the solution, more messages, more effort, more being a good guy. The problem is her brain does not work that way. To her, you are just adding more noise. In this video, I am going to be blunt with you. I will break down why she is not thinking about you right now, and if you want to flip that situation, especially if you are stuck in the friend zone or she openly calls you just a friend, how you have to change the game step by step, without chasing, without begging, and without pretending to be some fake bad boy. 1. Before we start, this is not about mind control. When you hear the phrase, make her think about you, your mind may jump straight to manipulative tricks, emotional buttons, dark tactics. That is not what we are doing here. What I am talking about is not some secret button in her head. It is about you stopping the habit of selling your presence cheap, stopping the habit of living like a 24/7 customer support service, and resetting the position you hold in her life. Making her miss you is not about getting her addicted to texting you. It is about something very different. Every time she walks into a room, meets a certain type of man, hears a certain line, the image of you pops up automatically. Not because you forced it, but because you became a pattern that is hard to forget. 2. A familiar story of a guy in the States. Let me give you a simple story. This guy is around 27, living in an ordinary American city. He meets a girl at the gym, at work, or through friends. They vibe, they joke, they follow each other on Instagram. From that point on, he does what 90% of men do. He always texts first. He always replies fast. He works hard to be interesting and safe. She, on the other hand, replies slower, shorter, and more busy. Plans to meet get pushed back again and again. At night, he lies in bed, scrolling Reddit, TikTok, YouTube, searching every version of how to make her miss you. The more he watches, the more confused he feels, the more broken he thinks he is. One day, he sees her story with another guy. He still reacts with a laughing emoji, but in his head, he is thinking one sentence: damn, I am invisible. 3. Dissection. The real reason she is not thinking about you. First reason, your attention is too cheap. You are always available. She can send anything at any time and you are there. You reschedule your plans, cancel your own life, explain yourself, defend yourself, and try to prove that you are different from other guys. Because you are always there, her brain does not need to think about you. You are something that is just there. There is no risk of losing you. There is no reason to hold on tighter. Second reason, she is flooded with male attention all day. DMs, likes, reactions, compliments, hey, how are you, messages. To survive that, her brain has to filter and push most of it into the background. In that filter, you get thrown into the same pile as the rest of the safe, predictable guys. You become background music. Nobody hates it, but nobody opens Spotify just to play that one song either. 4. The paradox. If you want her to think of you, you must create empty space. When you feel her slipping away, your instinct is to try harder. You text more. You explain more. You try to fix her impression of you with logic and effort. You think more input will create more emotion. But in her brain, that is just more noise, more of the same, more proof that she can get your focus whenever she wants, without having to invest anything back. Human beings attach more value to what is rare and at risk. If your presence is always cheap and always on tap, she has zero reason to invest emotional energy into you. The paradox is this: if you want her to start thinking about you again, you have to create a gap, a hole where your presence used to be. The brain hates unfinished patterns. It will try to close the loop with questions and with memory. 5. 3 mistakes that make her not care enough to think about you. Mistake number 1. Believing that more texting equals more connection. You check in constantly. You send memes, songs, links, random comments. You think you are building a bond, but you are really just spamming her nervous system. You turn yourself into a chain of notifications she scrolls past. Mistake number 2. Always standing exactly where she wants you. She changes plans, cancels dates, tells you stories about other men, and you always say, "It's okay, don't worry." The hidden message is simple: I will stand right here no matter how you treat me. Mistake number 3. Becoming her free therapist. You listen to every piece of drama in her life, but you do not bring any pull, any direction, any gravity of your own. You become a soft pillow, not a man with a path. 3 different mistakes, 1 message. You are giving away too much weak, cheap presence with 0 boundaries. So her brain has no reason to give you any extra storage space. 6. Phase cut. Stop all weak signals. Before you can even think about making her miss you, you have to stop making yourself easy to forget. This phase is not glamorous. There is no dramatic speech, no emotional goodbye text, no cryptic post. You simply stop texting first. Stop responding to every little thing. Stop liking, reacting to, and obsessively watching her stories. You do not block her to make a scene. You do not unfollow to start a fight. You just quietly pull the plug and let the system go still. A part of you will panic because you are addicted to checking on her like a ritual. That part will whisper, "If you disappear, what if she forgets you?" But if you cannot walk through that fear, you will never walk out of the role of the placeholder guy. On her side, what shows up first is not some wild missing. It is just a small question mark. Where did he go? 7. Phase build. Fill your own life back up. This phase does not directly involve her, but it decides almost everything about whether she ever thinks about you again. You do not disappear and then sit at home refreshing Instagram. You use that space to build a life that you actually respect. Seeing friends, lifting, learning a new skill, tightening up your work and your health. The goal is not to perform. The goal is to actually have something going on, something worth your attention besides one woman. If you post on social, let it reflect that truth. You are busy living, busy growing. People can see you have stepped out of orbit around that one girl. 8. Phase trigger and return. Turn yourself into a pattern she cannot ignore. While you are busy living your life again, 2 things slowly start to wake up in her memory. The little triggers that are tied to you and the way you used to make her think differently. A line you always used, a song you put her onto, a coffee shop you took her to, a weird habit you had. Every time those pop up, your image flashes in her mind, even if you have said nothing lately. If you once pulled her into deeper conversations, then when you go silent, she is not just losing a guy who texts. She is losing a certain kind of experience. After a reasonable stretch of silence, you come back on the radar. You do not apologize for going quiet. You do not complain. You send something simple, grounded, present. You do not slide back into the old dynamic where you are always on call. You stand in a new place, with boundaries, with your own rhythm. At that point, the core question is no longer, how do I make her miss me? The question becomes, is she even qualified to walk alongside a man whose value is rising?